Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today for a very special reading. I'm doing this reading because I felt called to honor the bald eagle named Jackie, um, who recently passed away in Big Bear, California. She was a pair with this other bald eagle named Shadow, and they had a live cam, and you can like watch back on all the videos where they did live recordings of her and this other bald eagle, and they raised, um, you know, um, a clutch, multiple clutches actually, of offspring. And this is a very beloved bird because she inspired like so many people to donate so that the land there was protected, so that her and that other bald eagle and the rest of that whole habitat was supporting that nest and all of those eagles there. And it raised, I think, over $10 million. And I'm doing this reading because I decided today to, I made some corn for breakfast actually. And I had some corn uh, silk left, and I was like, I should make a corn silk tea. Corn silk tea is known to be really nourishing and has a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. But then I thought, maybe I should do a special recording for Jackie. Or just really, this reading is dedicated to her. Okay. And I decided, maybe I should leave out an offering. So I've left out an offering of corn and sage, and this is part of a redwood sequoia tree. There's only one redwood sequoia tree where I live, and I happened to pick up a piece of it before they were doing like construction in the area. So I thought this would be a great way to honor her. Doing this reading, it's really honoring her, but it's inspired by her. I feel like she, in particular, with that other eagle, inspired so many people. The fact that they raised enough money to save the land was amazing. I think, when it comes to these kinds of things, oftentimes, environmental places or, trees and stuff get sacrificed for financial corporations and, other developments and things. But in this case, it didn't. And do you see how I just moved? That's really interesting. In this case, they saved the land. And so I just was really inspired by this. I also feel, I'm very connected to the Eagle tribe because of my near-death experience when I was in my car. And so I just wanted to, I wanted to really make a special reading and I already said a special prayer for her. But those of you who want to say a special prayer for her, I would encourage you to. You might also want to leave out some corn as an offering. You could just specify out loud that you're leaving a little offering for Jackie the bald eagle, and she will receive it. Okay. That's how it works in spirit. So, I'm going to be reading the corn silk tea and pulling some cards with the intention to really look at, okay, what's coming through spirit at this moment for people who are watching, whether or not you consider yourself a light worker or not, whether or not you are native or not, or whether or not you even like feel connected to spirit, because sometimes we go through periods of our life where we don't feel connected to God or to spirit. And so some of you might feel like a disconnect. I'm kind of curious also to see like what comes through this reading, especially because, it's an Eagle tribe reading. So Eagle tribe readings have shown to be really different in nature. And I consider this an Eagle tribe reading. What's an Eagle tribe reading? An Eagle tribe reading is a reading from the Eagle tribe, specifically messages from that higher perspective. The Eagle tribe is beings in spirit who are very high, have really high spiritual wisdom and standing. I'd also want to say that a lot of people who do light work are in some way naturally Eagle Tribe because they are spiritual leaders, they have spiritual wisdom, they are spiritual teachers. But I feel like, I've said this in my Eagle Tribe readings, it can really go both ways. And this reading is not just for a specific particular person. Anybody who's watching this, who finds this reading, who resonates with this reading, this one is for you. So, in honor of Jackie, I'm going to jump in. I know it's got a little bit of a longer intro, but I just want to say, bless you, Jackie, in spirit and on your journey. I just bless this reading. It's interesting. We have the star come out, and I knew that this was going to come out because this has come out for Eagle Tribe before. Interesting. There's a lot of fire and air elements here. So some of you watching may have fire signs in your chart or air in your chart. But I'm not just reading for, those of you who are fire signs or air signs. I do feel, though, one of the first messages that came out was, I want to say overcoming obstacles. And it's interesting, this happens to be something that I've talked many times in my readings about, so I'm not surprised that this is coming out. Overcoming challenges. It's interesting because she, Jackie the Eagle inspired so many people to do something for the greater good, to donate their money to save this habitat. And so in some way, that is kind of one of the messages that's coming through here, which is very fascinating to me. Doing something, like putting a stop to, like stepping up to the plate, putting a stop to something that, has been kind of going out of control, that might be ego oriented, or that might be, not necessarily good for the group. What's good for the one is not necessarily good for the many. So I feel like she's showing me these things, and I can't really explain why or how I'm seeing that with the wheel and the Six of Wands here. It just, the wheel to me in either one of these positions represents an energy of things not being solidified in some regard, and things kind of maybe spinning out of control or getting out of hand, or going in a direction in which, like, it's almost like spinning your wheels in the wrong direction, or going in a direction where things can get almost like too human. This sounds strange. I want to say too human. Our humanness, our selfishness, our ego driven desires can get out of hand. With the Six of Wands here, to me, this is very Virgo energy, or very solid earth energy that's going to be putting like a stop. Like this is like a nail into something. This is like, okay, some greater good is going to come in and facilitate some answer. For some of you, you're going to get either an answer or a callback on something, which is going to put a stop to maybe a lot of questioning, or put a stop to a lot of internal stress or internal strife. To me, it feels like, I don't know how to articulate it. It feels like there's something that has been going on maybe in your life where it has a feeling of just not being resolved. The Six of Wands comes in and is like super positive resolution to whatever it is in your life that's unresolved. With the star in the center, this is to be knowing what is right spiritually and being on a spiritual path. And maybe, with the moon here, that to me is like a direct like blockage to your light or to your path. So in some way it does kind of talk about, to me, it feels like overcoming obstacles. It feels like, from the Eagle Tribe perspective, it would be kind of like, maybe feeling spiritually blocked for some of you, feeling spiritually blocked, or that you have to overcome some nefarious energy, or you have to overcome some energy which is not necessarily wanting you to be successful, or not necessarily wanting you to be in your power, or not necessarily wanting you to shine your light. Like if we think about it, okay, Jackie and her partner Shadow were just, doing their natural deal where they built a nest, they had a family. And then what came along was this developer, this land developer that basically was going to cut it all down. And so it's sort of like that energy of having to deal with an energy of opposition, or an energy of like, yeah, like I said, like wanting you to fail. And it's sort of like one of those things where, you would think that the bald eagles would naturally just be protected, that they would just be able to do whatever they were going to do. But it took over $10 million to be able to save these particular bald eagles, which I find really fascinating, that it took so much. Now, for some of you, like, overcoming your obstacles is gonna take work. It's gonna take, energy that maybe you don't have. But I feel like you're going to overcome it. And the message here from the Eagle Tribe is really, really positive with the Six of Wands coming in, because that to me says, okay, there's going to be a helping hand. There's going to be something that changes the situation. There's going to be someone who like has an eye-opening experience where they're like, why are these bald eagles, their habitat being, cut down? Why don't we do something about it? Like, people really stepping up. I feel like the energy or the encouragement from the Eagle Tribe is to step up, but I feel at the same time, and like work as a team with other people. Some of you might be doing some charity work. Some of you, I'm seeing like rescue things, like could be horse rescue, could be any kind of rescue things. There's also like, I'm seeing turtles. There's all kinds of things where you might, become involved with, where you feel like passionately about helping others, or helping animals, or saving the planet, or doing something that's going to really be of use to other people. Okay, and I've been holding on to this Ace of Cups here, and I want to talk about this Ace of Cups for a second. I knew that the energy of water was going to come in, because water and corn go together, okay? Corn is needs a meticulous, specific regimen of water in order for it to grow, and rain. And the thing is, the Ace of Cups is rain. It's the drop of promise. It's when, you get that drop on your nose and it's going to downpour. For some of you, you're going to have more money in some regard than you're expecting. You're going to have more money that you make that maybe that's unexpected, or you're going to have more money than you're expecting in general. Like, for example, like if you only anticipate like getting, I don't know, like say you're waiting on a check for something. There's all kinds of things that we wait on checks for, whatever that is. For some of you, it's like getting a deposit back on like an apartment, or for some of you, it's maybe getting a refund check from something. It's going to be more than what you're expecting. For some of you, you might be booking more work than like, so let's say if you have your own business and there's clients. For some of you, it's a small business. You might actually be making more per month than you're expecting to make during this period of time as well. It's unexpectedly more than you are thinking when it comes to the money or the financial picture. And it's interesting that that's coming through here. And it's funny because it rained like a couple days ago. And I was just like, this is like the best thing that could possibly happen. Like, it made me so happy. It downpoured. And I was like, yes. And I was out there dancing. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Those of you, who do understand native teachings, you might want to do a rain dance. you might want to do like some dancing around to raise your vibration. You might want to do some like, listen to more music, or do a little like ritual, or leave an offering for someone, or really connect to spirit in this kind of way. Like they say, there's elementals when it comes to rain. Like, so like the rain fairies, I call them like the rain fairies. There's elementals. Like for some of you, you need to kind of get in touch more with that kind of spiritual energy, especially if, like, for example, you've been struggling financially, or you want to make more money, or you want things to really shift in your life. To me, this is like raining blessings, raining prosperity. I'm just seeing like a downpour, and I'm seeing like it's more than you are expecting to have. Okay. And it's interesting because, I'm doing this reading, and, that habitat, they raised over $10 million. That's big money, so it's interesting that I'm talking about this. This is a reading for Jackie, and that to me, they raised more than they were expecting, and they actually did it. And it was kind of unexpected. Like they weren't expecting to be able to do it because it was going to cost so much to do it. So again, it's that energy of like unexpected finances, or just more money than you're expecting. In some regard. And I don't know where that's coming from, but it's more than you are expecting. I want to talk about the Four of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Again, it's this sort of contrasting energies. I said this in one of my other Eagle Tribe readings, that when the eagles mate, they mate for life. Okay. And so there's a thing about overcoming energies in relationships, particularly that are turbulent, or say you got into a fight with somebody, or argument with somebody, or, it's an energy of like the message is to come together, to work more as a team, to let things go, just be supportive. I feel like for some of you, it's almost like these two similar energies. The Queen of Wands can be very self-focused, and the Temperance card can indicate like being really upset. So for some of you, like the message from the Eagle Tribe is to try to work through your differences, and to try to work things out, or try to be supportive of other people, or to know that other people are going to support you more during this period of time. But I feel like the obstacle is like that divisive energy. There's all kinds of like, going back to this Moon card, there's all kinds of distractions in life. And some of those distractions are people that aren't supportive, people that don't care that much about you, people that aren't bonded to you or loyal to you. And I feel like the message is to really look for your tribe, look for people that are going to be bonded, that are going to be loyal, they're going to want to work as a team, that are going to want to, get into a partnership. If there's somebody in your life that maybe isn't acting as supportive as they could be, it's just more of like an obstacle. Like that's what I'm getting. It's not necessarily like the worst message in the world. Again, like this reading shows me that there's obstacles to overcome in your life, obstacles within relationships, obstacles with adversaries. Obstacles with that fire energy, which is very prevalent right now. We are, I believe, still in Leo season. We're going into Virgo season. But I feel like when Virgo season happens, like things are going to calm down. Like this happens generally like every year. People really calm down once they get into their school schedule. Their kids are in school. And at least here, where I live and culturally, generally everybody feels like kind of like they get into routine in Virgo season. And I think it just happens kind of naturally. But there's a lot of passionate elements here too, a lot of fire energy, and a lot of fire energy can come through the bird collective. I have to say passion can come through the bird collective love. These are things that you're going to be maybe exploring more. Like I saw this, guy who talked about how the masculine needs to step into his masculine role or leadership role when the feminine becomes upset or passionate or angry. Because if they cannot handle like that energy and they decide, okay, I'm only going to talk to her when she's not upset, then she feels like completely unseen or unheard, or just like disappointed that the masculine didn't even step up, as if her emotions don't matter. So there's something about emotions here, and there's something about passion here. And I would say the message here is to embrace emotion, to embrace all of your feelings, whether you're masculine or feminine, to embrace like, okay, if somebody's upset, like maybe taking a moment and being like, okay, why are they upset? And digging a little bit deeper. I feel like some of you are going to, I want to say like have a boyfriend or like a girlfriend or go out on more dates. I see the Page of Wands as being a very social card. I see you overcoming, like it's whatever obstacles that you've got on your plate, you are going to overcome them. And I'm going to tell you, it's very interesting. We have the sequoia, which to me is a large tree, and it represents big events and big energy. And for some of you, stepping into maybe your power, stepping more into who you are as a divine being, expecting, like again, it's connected to this Ace of Cups, expecting more out of life, or doing more in your life, and having bigger blessings, whatever that is. And for some of you, this is gonna sound like a strange message, you're gonna be re-examining your nest. Okay, because we have this Eight of Swords, and to me, this doesn't look like a nest. This looks like a trap. This looks like kind of like, bad energy, or just feeling like not good wherever the nest is. For some of you, maybe you're paying quite a lot on your rent, or maybe you're not happy in the home that you're in, or maybe I don't know, for some of you, maybe like you're in school even and you don't like your dorm, whatever it is, wherever your nest is, you're going to be looking at it and going, yeah, I don't like it. And I feel like for some of you are going to be like really wanting to shift the energy of where you live and what it means to be home. And like, I don't know, maybe even doing some like redecorating, for some of you deep cleaning, for some of you purging energies or things that you have that are just negative, or it might even just be things in your home. It doesn't have to necessarily be your home, but it's again looking at that nest and what that nest means to you. For some of you, you're going to decide, okay, you know what, I actually do want to get married, or I actually do want to have a partner, or I actually do want to have something that feels like a positive nest. And I have to tell you, the thing about this reading with Jackie is that she had this beautiful nest with her partner Shadow, and it was a beautiful, beautiful nest. And I feel like they really worked as a team. So again, that team energy, deciding to have, okay, we're going to have a beautiful home. For some of you, you're going to be like really, I want to say looking at homes or trying to figure out what kind of home you want to have, where you want to live. For some of you, this is like an upgrade in your home. So let's just say you decide, okay, you're living in a very small house or a small apartment. You're going to get an upgrade. To me, this Sequoia energy is super big, and this is like a super upgrade. For some of you, you're going to need to examine the kind of water that you're drinking. I recommend distilled water, but other people have opinions about that. But I feel like you're going to have to really examine what you're drinking, whether that's, tap water, distilled water, purified water. I feel like you're going to need to examine that and how much of it that you're drinking during this period of time. The corn energy, though, is an energy of nurturing others. And I wanted to say that the corn energy is a blessing from that maternal So I feel like this is a reading that really is intended to put out that maternal energy of blessing yourself, blessing your home. It's really of nurturance. So you're going to want to nurture yourself during this time and do things that are nurturing to you. Drink enough water, eat enough food, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And also in partnerships, making sure that those partnerships and those people in your life are nurturing you as well, and you're nurturing those people in return as well. The Sage suggests super sweet. To me, this is about loving the planet. And, I can't even talk about this sage energy because it's so sweet and it's like, it's so soft. So some of you are just going to be coming into a very soft energy, especially within friendships, but also in your love life and in your life in general. I didn't even get to the tea reading portion, but I have to end off here. Thank you guys so much. I bless everyone on their journey. Thank you so much for watching. I send everyone big hugs and big kisses, and I'll talk to you soon.